Can you believe this is the last part 19 of Varjak Paw by SF Said? I can't believe it. When we'd left him, the gentleman had just been chased by Cludge out into the night. Oh, well, I'm hoping it's going to be a happy ending from that, but you never know, do you? Let's have a little look and find out. Chapter 35. The gentleman was gone. A great cheer went up. The cats from the cage came charging downstairs. Varjak Paw slumped to the floor. He should have felt like cheering too, but he didn't. All he wanted was a quiet place to rest. Some chance. Varjak Paw, you did it, said Julius. Varjak and his friends, they were swamped by admiring green eyes. The Mesopotamian blues swept them up and carried them on their shoulders. Around them, the street cats were taking over the Contessa's house. They were everywhere, celebrating their release, enjoying their freedom. Thank Jalal, that's over, said Mother above the racket. Now, how are we going to get back to normal? Good thing there's all that dry food, said Father. It's not caviar, but it'll do. Varjak stared at them, shocked. You don't want to stay here after everything that's happened? We can't go outside, said Father. This is our home, said Jasmine. The Contessa's house. But there's no Contessa anymore, said Varjak. No more gentlemen. It's just us. We're on our own in the world. He heard a snuffling noise. It was Jay, Jethro and Jerome. Don't be scared, he said. We'll start again. We'll find a new home somewhere, just like Jalal when he left Mesopotamia. Except this time it will be ours because we'll make it ourselves. Varjak Paw! Cludge! The family scurried aside as the colossal dog leaped back through the window. Tam turned to Holly, her eyes wide open with wonder. I don't believe it, she whispered. He actually talked to a dog, a real proper dog. He's called Cludge, said Holly. He's a friend. Cludge's tail wagged merrily. That cloudy look was completely gone from his eyes. They were the clearest black now, and they sparkled with a new life. Man gone now, he panted. Won't come back. Varjak grinned. You saved us all, Cludge. But how did you climb the wall? Cludge drew himself up to his full height. Wall scare Cludge, but friends need Cludge, he shrugged. So, Cludge climb wall. More cheers were going up. Some of the cats from the cage had found the gentleman's caviar. They were feasting like they'd never feasted before. Others were streaming through the shattered green window, returning to their lives outside as the sun began to rise after the long, dark night. Varjak turned to his family. That's where I'm going, he said. That's where I belong. But you and your friends, you saved us, said Julius. You're head of the family. You can't go now. Varjak smiled at his brother. I think maybe it's time there wasn't a head of the family anymore, he said. There must be a better way of doing things. Show us, Varjak, said Jasmine. I'll show you how to hunt, to fight, to live outside if you come with me. He looked around the family circle. One by one they all looked down. But he didn't feel alone. He felt free. Varjak, thank you for saving us, said Father. You were right about the gentleman. We were wrong about your friends. We were wrong about a lot of things. But we can't come outside with you. Not yet, anyway. If you ever need us, said Mother, we'll be here. I understand, said Varjak. And in that moment, for perhaps the first time in his life, he really did. They said their farewells, and then Varjak turned to Holly and Tam. So, do you want to be in a gang then? He said. Tam nodded and grinned. There's only one gang I want to be in, said Holly, and that's ours. Cludge too, barked the big dog. Cludge carried them out. As they went, the friends talked and laughed together about the things they had done and the things they would do. Many of the cats they'd freed from the cage followed them, like they were the leaders of a gang. So much lay ahead of them. Anything was possible now. It was a beautiful morning. The earth was decked out in dewdrops. The open air was fresh and clean, and up in the blue sky the sun was rising with the promise of a new day, dawning on the wide world, shining bright and amber like the eyes of Varjak Paw. Oh, it was a happy ending. So, also available, as you can see here, by SF Said, is The Outlaw Varjak Paw. And those of you who know me, I'm terribly addicted to books, so I just happen to have his 2 next books here, and he is releasing another one called Tiger, but only when it's ready. It's not quite ready yet. So if you'd like to read more of Varjak Paw, you've got The Outlaw Varjak Paw here, which was a Blue Peter Book of the Year 2007, goodness me. And then this one is slightly different. I haven't read either of these yet, but I've always read the blurb, you know, as you do. So it says, a boy with the power of a star, Phoenix. So that's slightly different. Shall we read the blurbs and have a little look for next time? And then you can see if you want to read them too. So this one says, Varjak Paw is back. Oh my goodness. There are 7 skills that give a cat great power, and Varjak Paw knows them all. He sure does. He can fight, he can hunt, he can walk unseen. There's just one problem. Oh no, it's the return of Sally Bones. The thin white cat who leads the city's deadliest gang also knows the skills. She knows even more than Varjak does, and now she's coming to get him. Oh my goodness. Oh, that sounds good. I'm going to have to read that one now, aren't I? Ooh. With pleasure, I think. Okay, let's have a little look at this one then. This one completely different. And it's a phoenix, as if rising from the flames. So let's have a little look. Let's have a look at the back. The supernova is coming. Lucy thinks he's an ordinary human boy, but one night he dreams the stars are singing to him and wakes to find an uncontrollable power rising inside him. Oh, this is very different, isn't it? Now he's on the run, racing through space, searching for answers. In a galaxy at war where humans and aliens are deadly enemies, the only people who can help him are an alien starship crew and an alien warrior girl with neon needles in her hair. Ooh. Yep, I'm going to have to read that one as well. So if you liked the stories today, we've been very, very lucky that a lot of publishers and authors have agreed for their stories to be read out loud at the moment during what's going on at the moment, so I can still read to you all. So I will let you know what our new book is going to be tomorrow. Take care and stay safe, and thank you for listening to Varjak Paw.